I'm great. It was saying before we went live how long it feels. It'd have to be at least 6 or 7 months, wouldn't it? 6 months at least. Probably more.
Too long, too long. I think maybe
Mhm.
Tamworth was
Yeah,
kind of
Tamworth would have
similar to
been.
that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It feels like it feels like a while. So have you
Well, we're
had a
already in
good
the middle
first
of the
half of
year.
the year? How's it been?
It's been absolutely incredible. It has been full on and non-stop. But I'll never ever complain about that. I've been doing so much travel. I've been
Yeah,
having the opportunity to perform with so many different musicians in so many different places. It's been a really full on year in the best way. So it's been great.
it's watching from the sidelines as you go along. It seems like you are really, really busy, but you always seem like you're happy. So I figured that you must be enjoying what you're doing. So
100%, 100%. It has been a great time, and like I said, the opportunity to perform with so many new and different musicians in
yeah,
itself has been part of the fun because as someone said to me a little while ago, and it was a funny way to look at it because sometimes this industry, can sometimes feel like a little bit like we're all doing the same thing. I think people feel a bit lonely when it's a bit segregated, but like someone said to me that at the end of the day, everyone in the industry are your co-workers. Like it's a
yeah,
very different industry, but so it's been great, and I've been really, really happy with everything going on.
it's so good. Very exciting. You have a new song for us. It was out, I think it was the 16th of June. It's only been out for not quite a week, has it?
Yeah,
It's like, yeah,
no,
very
a
soon.
week tomorrow.
Week tomorrow. How are you feeling? How's it been going? I know that you have probably been sitting on the song for a little while. So, what's it feel like being out in the world finally?
Incredible, as it always does. Like I think whenever you go to release a song, it's always super, super nerve wracking. Like every time, it's just like, oh, you're always thinking about what are people going to think. Are people going to take to it? Especially when it's a song that's you're being a little bit vulnerable with. It's kind of like you're sharing a piece of yourself with everyone
Yeah.
else, which is nerve wracking always as well. But I was so excited to get this song out because it's a little bit different to my
Mm.
last two releases and really anything I've written, simply because it's it's kind of, to me, it's a whole story. I think a lot of the things that I write are based off of one feeling or one kind of moment,
Yeah.
and it's spoken about the whole time. But there's a lot of change that happened during the time of writing Way Out West, but also just mentally and everything that was going on. There was a shift, like right in the middle of writing it, and so I think you can feel that in the song. But also at the same time, I think I've been writing music now for going on a couple of years, which isn't that long in the grand scheme of things, because a lot of people that I meet, are constantly, I've been writing since I was like 10 years old, which
Yeah, I
isn't
know.
necessarily the case for me. But I think I really have found this year and with Way Out West a sound that I am really, really happy with.
Yeah.
And it's definitely the direction I want to go in with my music. And so I was so excited and especially nervous to release this one because I think it is a little bit different to both All She
It
Is and
is.
Miss Cold.
Yeah.
But it really does capture the sound I want to create. So that was super exciting for me to release.
It is. I actually think it's really. Kaz is watching from Lake's entrance at the moment and chilling. It's so cold here, Kaz. I understand fully because I'm freezing. But
Me too.
one thing I do know about your music, and when I did listen to Out West, that was the first thing I noticed was it was you giving us a different side of you and a different sound, which I was really excited to hear. But it's still catchy, it still gets you, and it still sounds like you. It's just another side to it, and I love that because although it feels like you've been doing this for a long time, it really hasn't been that long. It's just gone really quickly.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been that long at all. Like, it's sometimes I get a reality check, and in this industry, everything's so fast moving. Like, everything is moving really quick. Like, you'll have a show, but before you've even done that show, you're thinking about the next show that you're doing and organizing that. And so it's so fast paced that, sometimes, especially recently, I've kind of just been stopping and, I'm coming on to nearly a year that All She Is has been out, which is my
Yeah.
debut single, and just so much has happened between the 15th of July last year to now this year. And I'm really glad that you said that about sort of that different side of me, because that's really what it was. I worked with Rusty Crook on this track, and he was just incredible to work with. I really think he helped me kind of come out of my shell in that sense as well, in terms of the sound that I've created, because yeah, we just clicked really well. He, helped kind of coach me into the I guess emotions that I was able to portray in the song.
Yeah.
And yeah, I finished the track, and you're right. Like I listened to it, and in comparison to All She Is and Missed Calls, I personally feel kind of, I guess, a level of maturity in Way Out West in comparison. And yeah, I was just super, super excited to get that out to everyone.
Yeah. It's a great one to have out. Had you had much of a chance playing this song before release to see how people were reacting?
Yeah, I did actually. I played this song a lot, and it's actually changed heaps from the beginning, like, of the writing process, which a lot of songs do, but I actually performed it live very differently in the beginning to
Okay.
now, which is really cool, because I did that sort of, I guess, based off the reaction people were getting, because when you write a song, obviously my interpretation is the only one part of the
That
song,
you
if that
yeah.
makes sense. Then I sort of started playing it live, and people were coming up to me and telling me, oh, this makes me think of this person or this person,
Yes.
and things like that. And it kind of just shifted my whole perspective on it too. Like, it's not just a breakup song. It's not about, necessarily breaking up with someone in a relationship. It's a lot of things. It can be, it can be friendships, it can be family, it can just be someone that you knew and now you don't. And I guess something that changed over time was definitely, yeah, the meaning behind the song to me.
Yeah.
And that always portrays when I sing it live, because that's the connection you have to it. And it became less about, is this a breakup song, and more about, yeah, you've lost someone and you're left with the memory of them, and you're running away from that and running back to yourself and trying to find yourself again. So yeah, it has evolved. It has evolved very much so, but couldn't be happier with the end product.
Good. I'm very glad. And I know that everybody else is. There's so many comments coming through. Kaz has jumped on and said, hi, Ryan is watching from Australia. Whereabouts in Australia are you based, Ryan? Kayleen's popped a comment there for us. She said, hi to both of us and the viewers. She says, it's great to hear about your music. And oh yes, Kayleen is actually selling Tupperware too, which I do love Tupperware. So if you want to jump on when we finish the show and look at that link and see, because she's got some awesome specials at the moment. Now I know you're sitting there with the guitar. Would you be able to play us a song? Well, hopefully the new single.
I would love
Hopefully.
to.
Yes.
I would love to. If you're happy to hear it, I would
I would love
absolutely
to
love
hear
to.
it. I'm going to give you the room so that everyone can enjoy it.
Thank you. Alrighty, this is Way Out West. Way out west, I wonder why you live. I should have seen it coming, I guess. It ain't no surprise. Leaving is just what you do best. How long can I take this heartbreak? Well, how long's a piece of string? You've done a whole lot of running at me. Guess it's my turn to do the same. 'Cause I ain't never been there, no. Maybe north is where I'll stay. The south, that seems sweet, will remind me of the days. Maybe east will forget the lies that you made, or at least bring me far enough away from way out west where your memory remains. Got a friend out in some nowhere town. She's somewhere in Texas bound. She says she's got a room if I ever need. So nowhere's where I'm gonna be as long as you ain't next to me. I'll be as happy as can be. 'Cause I ain't never been there, no. Baby, north is where I'll stay. The south, that seems sweet, but will remind me of the day. Maybe east will forget the lies that you made, or at least bring me far enough away from where I was, where your memory remains. I'm gonna run and run till I can't no more. Far from the place you left me stranded. I'm gonna run and run till I can't no more. 'Cause you ain't never been there, no. Maybe north is where I'll stay. The south, that seems sweet, but took me back to our best days. Maybe east will forget those times you said you'd stay, or at least bring me far enough away from where I was, where your memory remains. From way out west where you hold my heartbreak. There you go.
Hello, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much. I can see
Thank
all
you.
the hearts coming through and everything. I love that song. I think you've done a brilliant job with it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I do. I love hearing that side of you, but it does. It feels a lot more vulnerable and raw when you sing it too. So it shows how much it means.
Thank
I
you.
know that we were talking before we went live, and there's not a film clip out yet, but I know that you've been working on one. Tell us a little bit about it, or what you can tell us.
Yeah, so it's all done. At this point,
Oh,
it's all
really?
done, and it's in the process of being ready to share with everybody, which I'm super, super excited to do because I just had so many people on board helping me out with it, and it was really it was like a group project, and I really love my biggest thing when it comes to music, and something that I love so much about music is the story behind
Yes.
everything. Every song, no matter, like, it could be the poppiest song or something like a rap song where you just listen to it and you feel like, yeah, dance music or whatever, but there's always a story behind it regardless. And I just think a music video to a song is super special because you get to let everyone else in on your perspective of the song. Everyone makes their own assumptions and everyone sort of creates their own meanings to a song, but
Yes.
yeah, it's really cool to be able to share yours. And so it was a long process. Like, I have sort of been collecting footage for this video for months and months and months, and put it all together, and it just really captures everything that this song means to me. And so I'm
Yes.
really excited to give that piece of the song to everyone else.
And it's because you were saying, it sounds like this song did take a while to sort of finish and grow to what it's become. Do you often do that when you're writing, or is it just certain songs that sort of just grow over time?
Yeah, I think it's definitely, yeah, I think some songs have a bit more of me in it, and some songs are just, I come up with a cool melody and I come up with the lyrics and it happens really quickly. Not that that
Yeah.
one's any less special than the other, but yeah, there's some that just take a little longer to process and a little longer to
Yeah.
kind of, especially when there's a strong meaning behind it for me. Like it's kind of like I want to get all the words right and I want to get, everything right and just make it everything that I want it to be. So this one
Yep.
was definitely one of those, and it did. It took a long time to write. It took a long time for me to feel like I had perfected it for myself.
Yes. Yeah.
And same with the video too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that about you because you do sit there and you do perfect things as you go. But I think in the long run, it makes it just means that we're getting the true you and the true meaning behind it, which I think is just as special as well. And not rushing when you have got something that you just know is not quite ready. Putting it aside until you get it right, I think
Yeah.
is really important. And that's what makes a song really stand out is when you've actually taken that time to know that no, I'm not quite there yet. Let's put it aside until I get it right. Well, you can tell those are the quality songs that do last out in the world, don't they? But yeah, very exciting.
Definitely.
Now I know you've got some pretty cool
Thank
merch
you.
at the moment. Tell us what you've got, and can we still get everything? What do we do? Go to your website. What's the best place to get your merch?
Yeah, website or obviously at most shows, I try and have it
Those?
whenever I can. There's about to be a whole bunch of new stuff because I haven't told this to many people, but Way Out West is actually going to be the first track off of my debut EP,
Oh, really?
which I hope
That
to bring out next year. Yeah.
yes. Oh, it's only
So
6 months away, so that's not far.
yeah, yeah. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. But yeah, so I guess with all of that, there's going to be some new merch coming out, a little bit of different design. I'm still keeping. Oh, there it is.
There's
There it
some merch
is.
for you. Yes.
Still keeping that the bullhorns and those good things that my brother designed for me. Actually,
Yeah.
there's just going to be some new stuff. But yeah, you can find all of that on my website. Even in my link tree on my Instagram will take you to my website, and it's all there.
All there. So if you want any of this lot of merch, make sure if you go through the comments, the link tree for Tyla is in the comments. So when we finish the live, you can scroll back through up to the top and you can see them, and the link to your Spotify and things like that as well. When you do debut the film clip? Where's the best place to keep an eye out for that as well?
Definitely on all of my socials. So Tyla Rodrigues Music on Instagram and Tyla Rodrigues Music on Facebook. I'll be putting all the updates on there. So if you follow along there, you'll definitely be kept in the loop for when that's all going to come out.
All of those spots. There's too many to keep updating, but we have to. It's hard though. I know.
Definitely.
I know how hard it is. And yeah, as you're saying, EP, that is really excited. Have you already sort of got some recorded for that, or is that something that now you've let this one out, you're going to start really pushing towards even more?
Yeah, so that's kind of the next kind of 6 months or so. Yeah, definitely going to be a lot of me in the studio, a lot of me writing. I have all my originals that I'm even kind of just like culling down now, and it's just sort of working out which ones are going to make the cut, and which ones maybe I'll hold out on.
It's hard. How to choose? Do you put it in a hat and just draw it out?
I should. That'd probably be easier. That would probably be easier. But I'm pretty lucky. I have some very honest critics around me, which I love. I wouldn't have it any other way. So I'm constantly, I guess, using them as soundboards and playing them everything new I've got. I think as a writer, I feel like everyone would go through the same thing. You go through writer's blocks, then you go through times where you feel like, does this sound exactly the same as everything I've already written? This is a bit left of center, but I'm not sure, So it's kind of all the motions that you go through. But yeah, I'm super grateful to have those people around me that are very blunt and honest, and they know the direction that I want to be going in. And it's important to have that support because there's 100% times where you lose sight of what you're wanting and what direction you're headed in. And those people keep you grounded and keep your head screwed on straight, and they're the people that are going to help me pick these songs for my EP.
Right.
So
yep, they're the people you want around you. And actually, while we have that up, also Karen at Little Sparrow, thank you so much for always sending your artists to us because we love having them. But I know Karen's such a wonderful support to everybody that she works with. And as we're just saying, that team around you is so important. You just couldn't do it if you didn't have that team around you. It's too hard.
No.
So releasing music
Definitely.
is not a solo thing. It's a huge amount of work and amount of people to do it. It is.
It takes an absolute army, and I'm so lucky for the army that I have around me. Like I said, I wouldn't know where I'd be without them.
And that's exactly what we love to hear. Now, what have you got show-wise coming up if we want to get out and see you live? Where can we go to find you?
So I've got some exciting shows coming up, some that I cannot say much about yet. But, just like everything else, you can stick to the socials and it will all be up there. I'm playing a few really exciting shows at Lefty's, one tomorrow night, actually, which I'm super pumped for, with the band in Brisbane. And for their first 10-year birthday next week. So that should be a really exciting one as well. I am playing Groundwater Country Music Festival this year, which I am
excited,
beyond over the moon about. I'm super excited, and I'm going to have the band there with me as well. It is going to be the biggest band that I've played with so far, so I just cannot wait to do that one. But like I said, anything else, like the ones that I can't speak about just yet but are coming soon, you can keep an eye out on my socials and they'll all be there.
There you go. Come down to Victoria to see Kaz and Kayleen, and then come to Tassie while you're at it. Why not? You're so close.
I actually might be doing a trip later on this year. So, yes, keep an eye out, because Victoria is definitely on the cards.
Yes. And because were you born in Queensland? Are you originally from Queensland, or did you, for some reason I kept thinking...
No, I was actually born and raised in Victoria.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you have people down there.
Yeah, so a couple of host shows are well overdue.
Yeah, definitely. How old were you when you moved to Queensland?
I think I was still 16 or 17. We moved up here at the end of 2019.
Yeah, so you have it. Victoria's still in your mind, probably home. It's going to be nice to get back down there and see everybody.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd survive the weather anymore, though. I've climatized to Queensland too much. I'm freezing here now, as it is at like 17 degrees, so I'm not sure how I'd go in Victoria.
And it's been quite a cold year this year, actually. It's down here we've had a very cold week, so leave it a few months before you do come. it's not survivable at the moment. Now we have something a little bit different to finish off the show. We have got a video clip of you that Scott's prepared, and we thought we might end the show playing that for everybody, for something just a little bit different and to enjoy. And Tyla, you haven't seen it yet either, have you? So
no, I'm excited.
At the same time as you. So we thank you so much for joining us again. Before we go, it's Tyla Rodrigues Music on Facebook, and is Instagram's Tyla Rodrigues Music as well, isn't it? And
it sure is, yeah.
I get so muddled with all the different platforms. But before we go, have a look at the platforms, and if you click on the link tree in the comments, it will take you to all of them. So you can follow along on whatever one you prefer to and that you use most. But it's always good keeping up to date, because you're doing so much and you're so many different places. It's always exciting to see where you are. And that would be cool too, getting out and seeing other parts of the country as you're traveling around as well.
Definitely. And thank you so much for taking the time and having me on again, and for all of your constant support. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. Well, you have a lovely night, everybody. We're going to close the show out with the video, so hang in there and have a little watch, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. See you later.
Name wrong. Tyla Rodrigues.
Tyla Rodrigues. Yes.
Her whole image is old school country. Like the whole thing about her is really old 80s, 90s country. And I look at that and I just love that, for a young girl to represent country music that way. I think it's a good the future's looking safe, you know, for country music when you've got artists like that doing that. So
yes, absolutely.
Look, I like her music. I'm a fan of hers. So I'm sorry, I had to give her a plug.
No, I agree. We love Tyler on the show. We've had her on the show a few times, and absolutely.
How to know when it's love, how to stay when it's tough, how to know you're messing up a good thing, and how to fix it before it's too late. And yeah, I know a boy who gave up and got it wrong. If you really love a woman, you don't let her go. Yeah, I know a few things a man ought to know. If I can't have it, I can do without. Yeah, I can hang a picture as I can take it down. How to keep it hidden when a heart gets broke. Yeah, I know a few things a man ought to know. Like how to know when it's love, how to stay when it's tough, how to know you're messing up a good thing, and how to fix it before it's too late. And yeah, I knew a boy who gave up and got it wrong. If you really love a woman, you don't let her go. I know a few things a man ought to know. Take it away, Tom. How to know when it's love, how to stay when it's tough, how to chase forever down the driveway, or how to never let her get there in the first place. Yeah, I know a boy who gave up